Oh my God, how weird. How weird is this?
First of all, I gotta say, I'm loving the blonde hair, but is this like a classic quarantine made me do it?
Honestly, I have been wanting to go blonde forever. Like, I kept putting it off because it's so scary to make such a big change like that. But now I don't ever want to be brunette again.
Really?
Yes, like I literally am obsessed with the blonde and I love it. And I just want to like keep my hair light, and I feel like it just works better. But then again, my mind changes with hair like every 20 minutes. So
Like you say that now, but it could change like by the end of the summer.
literally it might be green, who knows?
So let's talk about VidCon, because obviously it's gonna look a lot different this year, but you are still doing something really special for the panel, and it involves your dad, which is so cool. What do you guys have planned for your VidCon panel?
We're so excited. Well, my dad and I, he's been my creative go-to man since day one. And so I think we just want to talk about that whole process and just being a parent with a kid who's doing something that maybe is a little bit different, and how to support that child. Also, you know, I'm going to talk about my journey in general, and just kind of, you know, have him there to be able to help me tell the story. And I'm really excited because he's just like so cool, and I, you know, love him so much. And so it's nice to have, you know, people that you love and care about involved in your work life as well. Your
dad, he has his own painting channel on YouTube as well. And I'm thinking, like, what do we have to do to get like a Chamberlain family reality series? Is that something you guys would ever consider? Because I would watch.
Oh God, I mean, I don't think we do anything that interesting, to be honest. Like, if you really want to know what the whole series would look like, it would be my dad painting, and it would be me hanging out with my friends and playing Fortnite and coffee and filming YouTube videos. Like, I really wish I did crazy stuff, but I feel like we're such a simple, well, we're not a simple family, but we're pretty chill. We're a chill family.
Okay, then I just need like a Netflix docu-series or something, only because like maybe one just documentary film, because it's not, there's not many parents that one would support their kid going full-time on YouTube, let alone like move to a different city at such a young age. I mean, what was the biggest piece of advice your dad gave you when you started this whole YouTube journey?
I think his main message, I mean, he's given me so much advice, just like constantly from the beginning. But I think his main thing was just make things that, you know, you love, and be completely yourself. Don't put on a character. People don't want to see that, you know, they want to see you for you, and don't change for anybody. And, you know, make sure to have a life outside of the internet that is fulfilling as well.
Yeah.
And that's been like the most important advice that I've needed to remind myself of constantly, because, you know, it's so easy to get wrapped up in it. And I think him telling me that constantly has really helped me keep my mind in the right spot and stay sane. So
it seems like he also has always just kind of like inspired your creativity too. I read that he said that you grew up in a creative cottage, and there was just like musical instruments and art supplies and all of this stuff. I feel like your dad should maybe build his own like TikTok house and start like, just start molding some other Emma Chamberlains like in the digital space. Is that something you would ever do?
I know. See, the funny thing about our family too, that I think is like, it's really interesting. I mean, I'm an only child, and he is me and him, we're very independent. Like, we don't like people in our space, which is so funny, which is why, I mean, I've never had a roommate, and I'm, you know, except for my parents. And I think that my dad and I would both lose our minds if we had other people living in our space. So I don't know how the whole TikTok house thing would work. Although the idea of it sounds amazing. Maybe like a 1 week little vacay where, you know, like somewhere
like a
fun,
workshop.
like a little Hawaii moment. We can, you know, rent some instruments, and we can all, and cameras, and make something. But God, I don't, on a day-to-day basis, I think my dad and I would freak out.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Are you uncomfortable?
No, of course not.
Why?
Because I'm like on camera all the time.
You have built this entire career long before how like those kind of TikTok and creative houses existed. Do you feel like those collectives, for lack of a better word, help or hurt a career?
I think, I mean, I love I'm not a huge collaborator. I do most of the things I do by myself just because that's how I work best. But I think that, you know, everything is so situational, and I've seen so much success, and it seems like so much fun come from these different houses and groups of people that are together. And I think that collaborating can really help with creativity. And I know I'm constantly collaborating behind the scenes with my dad, and that's kind of my go-to person, but not necessarily everybody has that in their family. So I think that having a group of people who understand, you know, the space and understand all that around you is really important to not only, you know, create things with, but also to help keep you grounded when you're kind of like, when your brain's all over the place.
It's kind of amazing that you have your dad to lean on for that kind of stuff, because obviously, like I mentioned, you're such a boss now, and you're a CEO and building this huge brand, and up next is the ideal planner. I feel like, you know, your videos, we get a glimpse of, into your mindset, but I feel like now we actually see it in this planner because there's just so many different things in it. I want to get this right. There's puzzles and like pages to color. How much fun was it to really sink your teeth into this particular project?
It was really fun. I'm super particular about aesthetics of things. Most planners, I think, can be kind of cliche, and like the things, like the prompts that they have and things like that. Like, you know, what are your goals for the month and stuff like that. So, and I think that those things are important, but I think that it's in order to have people want to actually participate in those types of things, it has to be worded the right way. And I think having the, you know, aesthetic of the planner itself be inviting, all that's super important. And so it was a long process. It took a lot longer than I expected. And it took also a lot more work than I expected, which was totally fine. But it was just, you know, it was interesting to see how love went into every single page. Like, you know, not one page didn't have my eyes on it 70 times. So it was a very intimate project, and I'm really proud of how it came out, and I'm excited for people to organize with me.
I love it. Were there some ideas for the pages that just you had to let go, that didn't get to make it into the actual planner? I bet you had so many.
Yes, definitely. Like, there was a lot of different, like, I know my dad and I were brainstorming different types of like funny kind of like more almost like a workbook, school workbook page that's like kind of a joke, if that makes sense. Like, we had this whole idea about like doing like it was like a math thing or something that would have been funny, but then I was like, there's just no way to know like who's reading this and like what, you know, what grade they're in. It was like certain things we had to not do because it was like it might not be fun for like a broader audience, like even if it's like, or it might not translate properly in like the way that we want it to. So there's definitely things like that we cut out, but it was kind of like natural selection. It was like the best things
ended up in the planner.
Yes.
Yeah, so dope. I was talking about your coffee before we signed on, and like it is so good, first of all, but second of all, like you could take it anywhere. And so I'm obsessed with your coffee brand too. And obviously your fans know that you're a huge coffee addict, but like what's the craziest thing that Emma Chamberlain has ever done super caffeinated?
Oh, there's a lot. There is a lot. Wow. Well, one time, actually, this was a really long time ago. It was like National Coffee Day, I think, and I decided I was gonna go and get as many coffees as I could in one day, and I think I may have had like 5 to 8 or something.
I'm probably gonna like have heart palpitations by the end of today because I'm having so much caffeine.
When I went home after filming that video, I was just being the most annoying little nightmare to my mom, and like she just like could not stop talking, like was just talking about the most random things to her. She just wanted me to stop and go into my room. I tortured her for a little bit, and you know, she got over it. I'm trying to think. I think everything that I do is so caffeinated that I am almost evened out, if that's possible.
Because you have natural energy too, don't you? On top of like the caffeine intake.
For sure. I mean, I think I'm starting to settle down as I'm growing older, which is weird because I'm seeing myself have less energy.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually better because now I can drink the same amount of coffee, but kind of be at a normal level rather than being like, yes. So I'm like, now that my energy and I'm kind of more chill now, it's like, great, I can go back up to that level with coffee, and then it all evens out and everything's still fun.
I feel like you're just probably feeling more chill these days because we have to stay home. Like everything has kind of slowed down, you know? But say we get to get out of quarantine soon. Who is someone you would love to get a cup of coffee with?
Any artist. I mean, you know, Morrissey from the Smiths.
Okay.
I love the Smiths so much. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually don't really know anything about Morrissey really at all, which is like literally nothing about him. I just know that I love his music. So that would be fun. Any musicians that I'm into, I would love to have them sing to me or whatever.
Now we're talking. It's like, come get a cup of coffee with me, but also bring your guitar. Thank you so much. There's the podcast, there's merch, the planner, the coffee. What's next for Emma Chamberlain? I love that I keep referring to you as Emma Chamberlain. I gotta say your full name, but what is next in your world?
I love that. I actually, God, I think what I'm super excited about is being able to, I mean, obviously I don't know when this is gonna happen. So I'm, you know, for now we're gonna stay home and be responsible. But when I'm so excited to kind of be able to travel again and like document those experiences and, you know, hopefully see some more fashion shows and document all of that, get glammed up. I love that whole thing. That's what I'm really looking forward to be honest. And I'm excited for those things to start up again. But for now I dream about them and we're, you know, luckily I have quite a few things to distract me right now. The coffee and the planner and the VidCon and all those things are amazing distractions and I'm excited about all of those for now, but cannot wait to
hit the road a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.